Although none have been established convincingly, you've probably heard of the several uses for this sort of honey. Wound treatments with antibacterial action, acne, allergies, cavities, and the list go on. Because many of them involve topical uses, the sugars are thought to be inactive components. If you want to avoid the sweetness and focused on the plant's micronutrients, the essential oil may be an appealing alternative. Manuka oil versus Manuka honey. Both come from the nectar of the Manuka tree, which only grows in New Zealand and Australia. When bees make honey from their flowers, it's called Manuka honey. The essential oil is made by humans, through the steam distillation of the leaves, branches, and other parts, to capture their volatile organic compounds. This species of tree, Leptospermum scoparium, is found native throughout New Zealand. Those growing in the East Cape, which is the easternmost point of the country, are exposed to a more strenuous environment, wet, windy, and frequently changing. Their required hardiness is probably why the leaves in this region tend to have more essential oil content and in turn, are a go-to source. Only a few brands sell Manuka essential oil, and it can be expensive when compared to other more common varieties, like oregano and tea tree oil. The latter is sold in two forms, essential and non-essential, while the difference with Manuka is that it's only sold as the essential. The well-known brands like doTERRA, Young Living, and Plant Therapy do sell it. USDA certified organic Manuka oil is almost non-existent. Being that it's such a niche oil, manufacturers rarely bother to source organically. For some reason, finding where to buy essential Manuka oil of any type is a challenge. We could not find it at Whole Foods in Los Angeles when we looked. A similar independent grocer in Long Beach sold Simpler's Botanicals, but not for any other brands. Although you probably haven't heard of them, there are a couple of specialty brands that focus just on products made from this tree. Here are the benefits of Manuka oil that are being studied. May have antiviral activity. Manuka honey is a popular remedy for colds, coughs, and sore throats. Whether it truly works or not is unknown, though researchers out of Germany have found that Manuka essential oil exhibited high levels of virucidal activity against HSV-1 as well against drug-resistant HSV-1 isolates in viral suspension tests. HSV-1 is the herpes simplex virus, which causes cold sores and fever blisters. Keep in mind this is only lab research and antiviral activity in humans remains unproven. Anyone claiming that Manuka can treat, prevent, or cure COVID-19 coronavirus is lying. There is no scientific proof of that. Just because a study has been started, that doesn't mean it helps. Do not use Manuka for COVID-19 or any other viral infection. Reduces UV skin damage and wrinkles. Another study looked at the oil, this one out of South Korea, and found that when hairless mice had their skin treated with a 10% concentration, it reduced the average length, depth, and percent area of wrinkles significantly, and this was correlated with inhibition of loss of collagen fiber content and epidermal hyperplasia. There was also inflammation seen. As you see, the skin benefits were in a dose-dependent manner. The 1% line is the highest or less effective and the 10% line is the lowest or most effective. Since photoaging is a major cause of skin wrinkling, the researchers suspect that Manuka oil might offer skincare uses for anti-aging when used and added to a face cream or serum. Antibacterial properties. In lab research out of a university in Italy, several essential oils were tested against 14 different strains of Staphylococcus aureus bacteria, which causes staph infections. After oregano oil, the one that exhibited the highest antibacterial activity was Manuka. Other research has found it to have effects against oral pathogenic bacteria, like Streptococcus mutans and Lactobacillus species. Insect and pest control. The red bay ambrosia beetle is native to Asia but has been present in the Southeast U.S. since 2002. It's a known carrier of a fungus that kills numerous trees, including the avocado tree. Research done by the USDA Forest Service found that Manuka oil and Phoebe oil were two of the most effective baits for drawing in these beetles so they could be captured and killed, using poison or some other method since the Manuka itself is non-toxic to them. Using Manuka honey for mosquito bites is a popular herbal remedy for soothing inflammation and itch. Although not formally tested, certain compounds found in the essential oil might act as a natural mosquito repellent too. May promote oral health. As an unproven yet long-used remedy, Manuka honey and propolis have been utilized for the management of oral infections. In a randomized and placebo-controlled feasibility study involving head and neck cancer patients, a gargle solution was made using 2 drops of the essential oils Manuka and Konica diluted in water. They wanted to see this added ingredient would relieve mucositis, which is a painful inflammation in the mucous membranes. That's a common side effect of chemotherapy and radiation treatments. Compared to placebo, there appeared to be a positive effect on the development of radiation-induced mucositis. More research is needed to know for sure. Fights Candida yeast and other fungi. Candida albicans under microscope, funded by the Taiwan Society of Microbiology, a group of scientists that tested the essential oils of Manuka and the closely related Conica against 4 types of fungi which are often associated with hospital-acquired infections. Candida albicans. Candida tropicalis. Trichosporin mucoids. Malassezia furfur. Nail fungus hasn't been tested, though some claim it's a home remedy that helps. Some home remedy sites go so far as to allege it's a cure for toenail fungus. They say for it works, you need to remove the infected parts of the nail so the oil can make direct contact with the seat of the fungus. Without clinical data, it's impossible to evaluate claims like this. Suppresses inflammation. Those same Taiwanese scientists monitored cultured cells for 48 hours as they were exposed to Manuka oil concentrations ranging from 0.1% to 10%. There was no toxicity or adverse side effects seen, as the number of living cells exceeded 100% of the starting amount. After checking for toxicity, they triggered a strong inflammatory response by adding the bacterial endotoxin known as LPs. When the essential oil was administered along with the endotoxin, the amount of tumor necrosis factor decreased. Promotes wound healing. Because of Manuka's natural antibacterial properties, topical applications of honey are widely used for the treatment of burns and wounds. More recent research suggests that it might be helping to repair skin in another way, through the stimulation of human dermal fibroblasts. In a wound healing model using cultured cells, different types of honey were tested, including this one, including buckwheat and acacia. The effective treatment of platelet lysate, which is a growth factor, was used for comparison. Potential uses for dogs and cats. A common cause of ear infections in dogs is caused by the species Staphylococcus pseudodermatius, which is a type of staph infection. South Korean researchers isolated actual strains from the skin and ears of dogs over a 2-year period. 39 of these strains were methicillin resistant and 11 were methicillin susceptible. Cancer research. Scientists in Italy wanted to see if the phytochemicals and antioxidants from the honey of the Manuka and strawberry tree, Arbutus unedo, might have anti-proliferative effects. They tested both against 2 types of cultured colon cancer cells in the lab. Human colon adenocarcinoma. Metastatic colon cancer. If you enjoyed this video, kindly press the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe with notifications on, so that you don't miss out on videos like this. Thank you for watching.